Drake Maye, how we doing today?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
We're okay. If we look at yesterday's, obviously you're disappointed, fans are disappointed, Coach Vrabel's disappointed. If we look back at yesterday's loss, how do you sort of summarize your performance and what the offense was able to do and to not do in the losing effort?
Yeah, I think just from my standpoint, just got to be better. I think got to find a way to establish the run game, get the run game going, and then from there in the passing game, I feel like at times we moved it well, and we're in a rhythm, kind of moving the ball down the field, and then whether it's in the red zone or on third down or just being more accurate, just finding ways to kind of keep drives alive and put up 7 instead of having to settle for a field goal or getting stopped on third down.
So, Drake, early on it seemed like you had some success. You had that nice drive culminating in a touchdown to Pop in the end zone. Guys even went into the halftime up field goal. And then it seemed like the Raiders were able to sort of get into your face and kind of blow up some of your plans a little bit more in the second half. Did they do anything different than what you guys expected yesterday?
I wouldn't say that. I think you always, it's the first game, so you're always expecting some unscouted stuff or some stuff that if it doesn't show up in the preseason. That's what that's how the NFL is. Stuff shows up that you may not have known, and I think from that one, I think they just adjusted at halftime, and I think we did a better job coming out of half of adjusting ourselves and really not even adjusting, just executing. I wouldn't say adjusting, just executing, and that starts with me and those guys. So from there, making some throws, and I think on the interception, there's plays you want to have back, from there, and that next drive, the first play, I missed Hunt over the middle. So just things like that, you wish you had back, and it's gonna be like that every game. So just got to be better, and just one of those things where you can't look back at it now and wish you got to do it then.
You referenced the interception. You guys were driving, and that was clearly a key point in the game. Now that you've gone back, watched it on tape, do you feel like that was a miss on your part? How much of a factor was the pressure and not being able to step up? Kind of take us through what you think happened there.
Yeah, I think it's part of this league is making throws or getting hit, and I think whether it's I think I had Diggs open and just I need to follow through, and from there it's the times when this happens where I can maybe go make a play instead of stepping up there, or maybe settling back at the pocket more and not stepping up into it. So I think just unfortunate, and wouldn't necessarily, I wouldn't say it's a miss. I feel like if I had it back, it's like I said, just try to follow through more, or and don't kind of step up and allow myself to get affected by D-line, whoever was coming in.
Drake, I think at one point during your post-game presser yesterday, you talked about, I think the phrase was, let it rip. You want to figure out a way to like get more comfortable and just make a decision and play free and let it rip. What do you think what's it going to take for you to be able to be as comfortable as you can to let it rip and not maybe overthink sometimes on these plays?
I think just continue to get a feel for these guys. I think you got new guys out there playing with them. Just kind of get more comfortable each week. And if like guys did a nice job when the ball came their way of making plays, and just got to keep on getting reps and practicing and seeing the stuff that shows up in the game. Kind of fine tuning in practice and realize that it could show up again.
Patriots quarterback Drake Maye here on WEEI Afternoons on a Patriots Monday. Drake, earlier today on the Greg Hill Show, Mike Vrabel was asked if there was a chance that they were putting too much on your plate. First year, Josh McDaniels' system, which asks a lot of the quarterback, and he said, we'll have to figure that out. Do you feel like right now maybe you're overwhelmed or they're putting too much, quote unquote, on your plate?
I wouldn't say that. I think at the end of the day, playing quarterback in the NFL, there's going to be a lot on your plate, no matter what team you play for. So just being better as a group of, better in details and better at, establishing the run game and playing off the run game. And then in the passing, I feel like I saw it well, and those guys blocked well up front just to make some more throws. And from there, just, kind of find ways, like I said, to extend drives and score 7 when we get down in the red zone. I think that's a big thing. But, no, I wouldn't say. I think I'm ready for it, and I think I'll get more and more comfortable each week as I play in this offense.
So it was a big day for the offensive line. 2 rookies obviously starting in front of you, and Jared Wilson at left guard and Will Campbell over there at left tackle. How'd you think they did yesterday, and what kind of communication did you guys have during the game and afterwards?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is they played hard. I think they blocked hard, and they want to be good, and they want to play well. I think that's the biggest thing I see with those guys, and just trying to, like I said, kind of live through the same experience they did last year being a rookie. I think they kind of get it a little earlier than I did being out there week one and get a feel for it. So just remind them it's a long season and just attack the new week. But, I thought those guys, blocked well and played hard, and I got ultimate trust in those guys on the left side.
Drake, you said something in your press conference last week that I thought was really interesting. You said sometimes it feels like quarterbacks are just gifted the captaincy, and you don't want that to be the case. You were voted by your teammates, and you want to go prove that you're worthy of that. How do you do that this week? I mean, you're coming off a loss. Coach Vrabel was talking about seeing how this team and its leaders react. As a captain, Drake Maye, what's your role doing that this week?
Yeah, I think it starts this week in practice. Start showing up and having a giddy up to it, and practicing well, and goes out there on Sunday and playing well. I think that's what kind of gets these guys respect the most is keep working, and there's a long season ahead, and just know that coming in here, I'm gonna work every day and just kind of bring guys along with me and challenge guys and challenge our guys on offense to be more detailed and depth on routes and pass game inside out and stuff like that just shows up in the game. So just starts with me just this week in practice and carry into the game.
Earlier today on our station, your teammate Christian Ellis said that after a loss, he has a very hard time sleeping. As a matter of fact, he might have slept 2.5, 3 hours. He said, woke up, rewatched the film several times, watched a little bit of the game last night in Buffalo, then watched your game tape again. What's the post-game process for you like in defeat?
Yeah, I think just whenever the film comes out, I love taking a quick look at it, and then I think it's tough. It's hard to kind of, especially after a loss, to kind of go about your day and not think about the game or think what I could have done better. So it's tough. I take a look at the plays and text guys who thought I did a good job, and text guys that need some encouragement, and talk with coach that night, and then come back in the morning and take a look at it with the team. And then from there, just try to move on to next week, after this Monday, and get back at it.
You mentioned earlier that as an NFL quarterback, there's always going to be a lot on your plate. Have you accepted the way people sort of micro-analyze everything you do, whether it's media, fans, even your coaches? Make sure you celebrate the right way. Make sure you react the right way to an interception. Have you accepted that sort of microscopic over-analysis of everything you do?
Yeah, I think that's just part of playing this position. I think there's a lot that comes with it, and I think at the end of the day, I can, the best thing to do is move forward. Have a positive attitude, and like I said, just know that eyes are on me at all times. I think whether it's players or teammates or coaches or fans, they want to see me play well, and they're pulling for me hard. So the best I can do is try to be my best out there, week in and week out.
Drake, obviously next week you are moving on to Miami. They had a very tough one yesterday out in Indianapolis. Tough one for you last year in Miami as well. What do you guys see in the Dolphins, and what are you guys going to need to do to get ready to go to Miami and hopefully get your first win in the season and a big win in the AFC East?
Yeah, I think it's a division opponent. Anytime you play a division opponent, it means something. It means something a little extra, and we'll play them, another time later this year. So try to get a good grasp of them. You don't have much film, as you do with teams later on in the year, but you got a week of them playing a real game, and you got a week of their personnel and some preseason games of what they like to do. So take a look back what they did against me last year and watch that game, and then from there, just like I said, I think work on ourselves at practice out there, and don't overthink it, and get a good grasp of what they do, and then try to do what we do at a high level.
Drake Maye here with us on WEEI Afternoons on a Patriots Monday. Drake, this is going to sound like a weird question, but it's a topic that has come up. How much do you want to win? There are people out there that are wondering, do you have the killer instinct to win? How much do you want to win in the NFL?
Shoot, I think that's why I play the game. You play the game to win, and that's what we're all spend so much time doing. Winning. I think losing gives you the opportunity to learn from it and build it, but winning is the ultimate goal of playing this game, and I think that's what you play for, to win Super Bowls, and it starts with us with winning each week, and I wouldn't be doing anything for anything else besides winning.
Okay, now I feel it's my job to ask you a more lighthearted question coming off of a tough spot one like that, but someone had asked Mike Vrabel about that earlier on the day. So now you're about Carolina guy, a year and a half into your New England residency. What's your favorite and least favorite thing about living in New England thus far, Drake?
Ooh, favorite thing? That's a good question. I think just kind of just how they embrace. I think they embrace us players in New England. I think that's probably my favorite thing. They the hard. They love football. They love the Patriots, and they pull for us hard. And it's a very sports-driven city. I think that's one of the best things about Boston. I think the history of Boston is pretty cool. And then least favorite, nothing too much. I think it gets colder than where I'm from, but the cold doesn't really bother me. But
traffic, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the traffic. Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. Maybe the tunnels. Probably the traffic in the tunnels is the worst. You don't get your phone doesn't work under there either. So.
Were you surprised? You mentioned the fans and how big a sports city it is. I've talked to players in the past that came from other NFL cities, and I know you don't have a comp in the NFL, but were you surprised just how much media attention there is, how many reporters there are at training camp practices, how many fans there are, just sort of that attention to every day of Patriots work that's put on you guys?
Yeah, I think that's what what they built in their past. I think that's what they built here. I think how much attention and eyes are put on them because of how successful they were and the Super Bowls that they won. So I think that comes with being a Patriot, and it comes with this city. They love winning, and they expect to win. I think that's what we're all building towards. And I think I've said it in the past. I think at a point you get tired of losing, and I think just trying to get the win column is each week is our mindset.
Obviously, there are a lot of people that you probably get comped to in the NFL or in recent professional football, but is there anyone, I don't think we've ever had a chance to ask you this, is there anyone you model your game after or that you most try to emulate with your style of play in your game?
No. I mean, particularly you try to take little things from, each player across the league on Sundays. I think different guys do things well. So I think you see, the pump fakes of guys like Mahomes. I mean, he did one this past week against Chargers of pump faking defenders and getting them to jump and running around them. So just little things that you see from quarterbacks across the league and things you try to take into your game. But, particularly I was a huge fan of Cam Newton growing up, so that was my favorite player as a Panthers fan. But just trying to be, Drake Maye out there and be as accurate as I can.
Time now for the quarterback question of the week, which is brought to you by Northeast Men's Health, the experts in treating men's health, sexual health with 6 New England offices or at northeastmenshealth.com. Drake, you probably knew you were going to get something along these lines. We figured we'd let Joe in Lakeville ask you. He said, as a UNC alum, what was your reaction to the revelation that Bill Belichick has banned Patriots scouts from UNC practices?
Yeah, I mean, that really has not too much a deal for me. I think, I'm welcome back. I was there this past summer, so I'm following them and cheering for them and pulling for them. But yeah, I think I could. They need I check in on them and watch their games. So just pulling for them and regardless of the scouts, I mean, it's all fortunate for them. But like I said, it's Coach Belichick's program, so he does what he needs, what he wants to do.
All right, Drake, we appreciate you joining us. Good luck next week in Miami. Hope we get a bounce back one.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Thank you, guys.